we are called to serve sacrificially. This sacrificial serving, sometimes it requires us to put beside our desires so that we can serve the desires of others. Not that we are obligated, but because we are serving out of compassion, because if we don't serve these people, they may end up being destroyed. They may end up like losing their lives. They may end up being eaten up by wolves. And so we need to be there to serve them, put it beside our desires for the sake of theirs. And this is what Apostle says in the book of Philippians chapter 2 verse 3, that let's serve others, not just looking at our own interest, but looking at the interest of others as well. So the reason why I'm saying this is because there's a story in the book of Mark chapter 6 whereby the disciples of Jesus had come back from the mission. And they were tired, they were exhausted, they were reporting to Jesus how the work went on, how the mission was successful. And Jesus saw that they just needed rest. Where they were, like, people kept on in and going out. And like Jesus wanted his disciples to have a rest. So he said that let's enter the boat, me and you, and so that we can go to a place that is quiet, so that we can have a quality time and maybe you can have even rest. But as they entered the boat, there are people who saw them and recognized that that is Jesus and his disciples. So Jesus and disciples in the boat traveling to the other side of the lake, but people who recognized were on the foot. And it is interesting to note that, let me just read over there. It is Mark chapter 6 and verse 33. But many who saw them leaving recognized them and ran on foot from all the towns, and got there ahead of them. So men recognized that that was Jesus and his disciples. They were not just moving on foot, they were running so that they can go ahead of Jesus. And so by the time Jesus arrived to a place where he is going to have a quiet time with his disciples, multitude, people around the towns were already gathered there. And instead of Jesus, when he landed, instead of him being frustrated, him being angry, he was moved with compassion. He was moved with compassion, saying that these people are like sheep without a shepherd. And immediately he started teaching them. So he puts aside his desire of resting and having fun with his disciples and started teaching. And this is why, like I'm saying, there are times in ministry, there are times in whatever ministry you find yourself, whereby you will put beside your desires to serve God's people. Because if you don't serve them, some people are going to take advantage of them. Sometimes people are going to do weird things because they are like sheep without a shepherd. If the sheep are just left in the open and no one to take care of them, wolves will come up around and like they will eat them. So we are called upon to take care of others out of love, out of compassion.